Hello, and let's have a bit of Don Airey today. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Cold winter's morning over the pond here in England in December 2023. Somebody sent me a bit of video that they said, "Oh, have you seen this? It's a Don Airey solo." And well, I don't know if I have. We'll get to that in a minute. But I thought maybe I'd run through it with you. We can have a little look at it and see how it comes out, right? See what it looks like. Don Airey, obviously, keyboard player these days with Deep Purple, Hammond organist. He's had his Hammond set up specially, so they tell me, and they wouldn't tell me what it was. Although I have spoken to Don online a few times in the past, and he's really caring and really giving, and that's lovely. That is. So he's given me a lot of advice and information in the past, which is spot on. I don't know much about his actual Hammond setup, but some of the things in the background of some of his old videos he's pointed me to and told me what they were, which was very decent of him, wasn't it? You may know Don from lots of bands. I mean, Rainbow really was one of the prominent ones back in 1979-ish, would you say? I think with Down to Earth, and the first time I saw him live was actually with prog rock band Jethro Tull. As he's played. I think he did one tour possibly with them. Clearly a session player, but just a great player. Oh, he's an amazing player. I've seen him a few times since then. He's a great player, and my bass player, or maybe I'm my bass player's organ player. I'm not quite sure, but my mate Chris actually was lucky enough to play with him in Plovdiv in Don Airey's band very recently. I had a great time playing there, over in wherever Plovdiv is, Romania, I think maybe. It's over here anyway, not over there. If you're over there, if you see what I mean. Anyway, so I've been given this piece of video footage, and I can see from the description, you might be able to see it. It's a bit of sneaky video footage that TC Electronics have put out. Now, I'm not affiliated to TC Electronics, but I do have some of their gear, actually, some of their outboard gear, and it is good. And certainly on the C here for quite a while, I had it routed down to 1/4 inch because I had a Leslie 145 and a 122 that had a 1/4 inch input. And amongst the many things, and you can check my old videos to figure out what I did, but amongst the many things that I had a TC Electronics reverb on there because it had a really nice spring reverb effect. So that was on there. Go and have a look back. There's a few things in the chain. It's cleared up a little bit now, the chain, I have to say, and I put the reverb on in post because I don't gig this 122 very often, do I, matey? Although it does sound tremendous. Oh, I've got the ZD1 overdrive, which is from Profcon, which is pretty amazing. Just sat there in the corner, probably hiding out a shot. Anyway, there's my Hammond business, there's my Don bit. Now, I don't know what this particular piece of footage is about, so let's have a bit of a look and see what's going on in Donland, as it were. Oh, love it, look at that. Okay, so they've just finished a song, haven't they? And Don's got many more keyboards knocking around than John Lord did, right? I mean, or maybe they're just in a tighter sort of compact space. I don't know. But there's a A100, I think it is. And it's obviously a split because you've got the carry handles as well. Going to Moog over the corner there on the right. Got some Kurzweil at the bottom. I don't know, or is it on the top there? And there's little boxes. Can you see those little boxes by the bottom of his back there? Those are those TC Electronic ones. So I imagine that's why TC Electronic are kind of sponsoring that particular video.
Don Airey!
Oh, so much for Hammond. Well, I guess Hammond comes in a bit. He's a keyboard magician, so watch out for that. Now you see him. He's a superb fit for Deep Purple, wasn't he? I mean, because the John Lord and Richie Blackmore thing around the classical music and a bit of Bach and all those other bits and bobs that they really love to do. and John would sort of cheekily put bits here and there to try and get a rise from Ritchie and vice versa, and that's pretty cool. But here's Don full on, there's a chamber music, organ stuff, and you can see to his left elbow those TC Electronic stuff. Hopefully we'll get onto the Hammond in a bit. All right, hold on. So there's the Moog, right, and there's the delay as well. So that's going to be the TC Electronics Nova delay. They really should pay me for the amount of times I've said the word TC Electronics today, but they are actually quite good. They are quite good. And God help us, I think we're doing a little bit of Toccata and Fugue, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Bach, Toccata and Fugue, it's in the original key as well, I think. He's good, isn't he? And all that time, I'm looking over at the C3 at the A100, which has got these little hangy bits off the bottom. Oh, is that to close the? Is that to latch the cover shut on in transport? That's interesting. What a lovely sound. I love that kind of overbend, that kind of Dave Gilmour guitar overbend thing that he's doing there. What a beautiful instrument that is. Look at that. You got to have brightly coloured knobs and switches. I once bought a Jupiter 8, Roland Jupiter 8, just because it had the right number of coloured knobs and switches. By the way, it was, the time of the decade where nobody wanted them, right? Before you start go around thinking the boy's a millionaire. Now, I don't like to talk about it, but I sold it for a pittance. Some nice playing there. Two-handed work, good lord. Yeah, Gary Moore and Ozzy, of course. Yeah, but he was a bit of a serious session dude, wasn't he, back in the sort of mid and late 80s, I think. And then when he replaced John Lord, then he's just been out. I think he's done all his gigging in later life because he's just been out, hasn't he? And I don't think Deep Purple are going to stop. They're just going to keep going until there's nobody left. And I kind of admire that. I kind of like that. As long as they're still relevant and there's nobody pushing them out, which the new wave should have done that years ago, but they haven't, and there's obviously a pretty good reason why they haven't. Bit of rhythm now. Almost sounds like Locomotive Breath by Jethro Tull. I mean, I know he's played in Jethro Tull, but maybe it's just because it's slightly pentatonic-y and in E, but it's gone classical now. Well, that's nice. Oh, look. I love watching people's fingers like that. I mean, there's no way you're going to catch it all in it, but it's really nice to see them, how accurate they are. And sometimes how kind of technically sloppy you'd think it looks, but actually that's what it requires. So the part of the sound that you're getting is because there are slurs, and the slurs look like mistakes, but they're not always mistakes. So watch out for that. Change patch there as well from a straight piano to one with a string underneath, or maybe he's got a volume pedal on that and he just brought the strings up. I don't know. That's what I'm telling you about those. So some of those double hits and some of those gliss hits and what have you. That's part of the kind of the sound. I don't think that's a mistake or sloppy playing. I think that's part of that sort of sound that he's going for there. Is that fantastic Don Airey left hand? Two things I want to mention. Just mention how brilliant it is that Deep Purple have brought in a lot of classical music over the years and brought classical music motifs to people that maybe would never have heard them or hadn't heard them before. And, I can imagine Richie being really pleased if a guy with a Deep Purple or Rainbow t-shirt and big long hair goes out whistling a bark motif or something like that. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? The other thing is, there's that Don left-handed. Don's got a unique left hand, especially when it comes to playing organ. And I don't know if that's because he's a piano player or whatever. And I've looked at it a few times, but he's punctuating a rhythm, following up in the key as he's doing solos, and it's creating a little bounce off each other. It's like kind of thing's not like that. It's far better than that. But you see that left hand's coming in. I've looked at it a few times and trying to figure out how it works and how it helps the sound. I need to get into a bit more detail about that, but it's really interesting. And I've just seen on the piano, coming down on the piano, he's also doing that as he's going right to left, top to high pitch to low pitch. He's sort of punctuating the left bit as he's going along. It's a rhythm thing for sure, but it's actually a unique. It gives him a unique sound as well and a unique style. You can pretty much spot it's him wherever, I think, which is pretty cool. Hey. Beautiful. What's that tune? I can't remember the name of it. I'll probably cut to it and I'll just say it and you'll think I'm really smart and clever, and then I'll cut back again and no one will notice, right? So otherwise, if I don't do that, I'll mention it in the comments, because I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's got a volume pedal for the string then, hasn't it? Because the second part of that sound has come right to the front. Sounds lovely. Chance that's his favourite tune, isn't it? I mean, your piano teacher, you got to thank them for something, haven't you? And obviously he's learned that years ago, and now here he is in Deep Purple in 20 whatever, playing it in front of X thousand people. I mean, it's just brilliant. Oh, hello. Of course, that was how John Lord used to do his solo. So you would da 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 da, and you wait for the crowd to get it, then you go dun da 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 bam bam. And he spent a lot of his solos in the mid to late 80s like that on the piano. So nice callback. Oh, we're gonna get some Hammond yet. No. Ring modulator. It's nice, isn't it? It's all going on there, isn't it? I'm not sure what's happening there. got some floor work to do there. I think switching things, volumes and stuff. Holding on to I've done that before. You got your legs in a muddle and you're literally holding on to the Hammond to keep yourself upright. Hold on, Don. There we go. Left. Well, that's a ring modulator, isn't it? Yeah. Sounds amazing, doesn't it, that rumble? Oh. Ah! Hold on. Is that the end of the solo? That sounds like the Battle Rages On's going to start. It is. Yeah, get those pedals that you nearly fell over. Get them right. Excellent. Lovely. Was that in the right key? Or was that a bit lower? I think that's a tone down. Sorry about that noise. I think that's a tone down. That. Well, there you go. Well, there's no Hammond in that, was there? That's probably why somebody sent it me, to sort of trick me into thinking that I was going to be talking over a Hammond solo. No Hammond in that. He played a low note at one point for reasons best known to him. That's pretty nice, though, wasn't it? Pretty nice solo. Nice for a change to hear something like that. I hope that's been enjoyable. If not informative, who knows about the informativeness, but it's quite nice to get out and comment on some of these things, because I sit there and watch them night after night, and I comment on them in my head and I go, oh, look at that, that's interesting, oh, that's interesting. I don't really know whether you think it's interesting or not. From the last one that I did, when I commented on the Burn, the track Burn from California Jam, I've had a lot of responses about that, so that's really nice. So, you know, if you like it, I'll do some more. Otherwise, I won't. There's plenty of things for me to do this year. I've broken up for Christmas, festive season, winter season, whatever is your poison, and I've had a little bit of a tidy up in the studio, which is superb. So the next thing for me to do really is to do a bit of recording. Got some distance recording to do. I've got to do some learning. Got a great gig if you're in England, and if you're in 2023 and you're not in the future or in the past. No, you can't be in the past. That'd be bad. You'd be in the future, can't you? Forget it if you're in the future. But if you're in 2023 and you're in the West Midlands of England, let's get right down to it, on the 30th of December, we'll be playing at the Robin 2 at the 30th annual anniversary Cozy Bash, which is a load of Cozy Powell songs and loads of musicians that have played with Cozy Powell over the years all get together on a very long evening, which is very good value for money. And we go through and we celebrate his life musically. I believe I've chosen the Michael Schenker Straw, and also possibly the encore Dance with the Devil as well. No spoilers. But there'll be Rainbow and Whitesnake and some quite big names there, as well as little old me. So that's pretty cool. I'm enjoying that. So next for me to do is to revise a bit of that. I'll probably see you before Christmas, although it's getting tight, isn't it? I have a couple of messages for you that I'd like to speak to you about before Christmas. But for the moment then, that was Don Airey, and I thought it was pretty nice to hear that, wasn't it? And good old TC Electronics for getting a handy cam there and filming it as well. Appreciate they were looking at plugging their Nova, Nova delay, Nova reverb, and Nova modulation boxes. I've got a couple of them. Yeah, pretty good. That's very kind of them. Other than that, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you very much.